definitely had a plan in that game, Hungry for More. Can they execute it in Game 2 is the question. Let's go in to picks and bans.
Looking for first blood is Hungry for More, and it's enough to take out Carino. PrettyPriMe with the 1-2 punch.
Now he's
He'll
dead.
Teleport.
He's 100% dead. Unless he can like one-shot Shaggy.
Fantastic play by Variety, forcing the issue.
So Dignitas climb themselves up to 7 and 8 with 1 game to go. Meanwhile, Hungry for More now 5 and 10. Before this game is played as well, let's find out how this one works out. Team Dignitas will be first pick, first ban. Where will they head?
They're going to ban Apollo. That's going to be their first shot. They were the team that banned it last time as well, I believe, right?
Was there anything on the side of Hungry for More you don't want to see them get, is the question.
There's not a single god that I'd be like, I really don't want Hunger for More to have this. Maybe Variety's tier and maybe CaptainTwig's Hunbats, because I think that's what he's had the most success on.
Salty run back? If you
I'm not going to salty run
if
back.
If you Dignitas, you want to run it back, not
yes.
salty run it
yes.
back.
Yeah, yeah,
Sweet to run it back.
If I'm Hunger for More, I'm not picking Chiron because I lost all pressure, and the range Suntouch pinch specifically against MANALIKE was fantastic in the first 15 minutes.
Well, obviously, Dignitas being first pick will switch things up, and they will take the Sobek again. Putting MANALIKE on Ares and just being able to pin him back there, because from what I really know about MANALIKE, he loves Meier, he loves Sobek, and he loves Ares. There's 3 major go-tos. Maybe we'll see some Bacchus out of him. He has got a pretty good Bacchus as well. Maybe it's a better choice for this time around.
Hunger for More here. They're looking for an option. Now, Dignitas have kind of adapted the source strategy of get Sobek very early on and then utilize the Sobek to get pickoffs at the mid camps here. I'll be interested to see if they continue that pressure or trend heading into the future sets of the SPL.
Well, Suntouch is one of those that loves playing Bacchus and loves playing Sobek. He's got a very aggressive front line.
He wants to fight.
Well, just like Hungry for More's MANALIKE. They both like to play aggressive frontliners. So give him the Sobek and say, okay, you can play the Drunk ban if you wanted, but if you're not going to pick it, well, maybe ban it in the Catman phase. However, Hungry for More being second pick this time round, Zeus got counter-banned against them last time. This time they will be able to pick it up and get a dominant jungler to go with it in Thor.
Thor is probably, if not the best jungler to pair with any immobile mage like Zeus. He just has so many options. Obviously, he can set up kills for the Zeus, but also the ability to kind of transition into a peel role. Variziel specifically actually doesn't even build damage until the middle of his build over on enemy. He is a completely utility Thor, and there's the Bacchus for MANALIKE.
Yeah, no big surprise to see him go back to that one. It would have been, like I said, Meier or Ares. Ares did not work last game, so this time let's go with the big drunk man himself, see if that can make a better impact. Fenrir, banned by Hunger for More. Obviously, FrostiaK did pick that up last time. Do you expect to see a Humbats ban this game?
It's possible here.
I say no, but I mean, yeah, I guess from Hungry for More.
Dignitas, Dignitas still have like 3 of the gods of their last composition. Now they've picked them in different orders because they were first picked this time, but they're still happy with this, right? They had that strategy and they're going to run it back. The Guan Yu, okay, we don't really care what happens in lane. He just needs to rotate and Dodo just needs to press 1.
I love the idea of the Will expand actually using the Humbats, just because Bacchus is pretty much nullified at every stage. If you've got an Awilix on the team, he has to go Purification, so take it away, allow Bacchus to be Bacchus and not be too threatened, as well as obviously having a Sobek on your side with a Tail Whip, and that pluck will allow him the opportunity. Dignitas with 1 more ban to go. Where do they look?
They could look to... It's interesting, right? Because there's Hunter left. They already have their mid, so they're going to ban away Chronos. So the potential flex there for Ataraxia if he wanted to go into that Chronos pick. But instead, he is going to go the Hou-Yi. No Chiron this time.
So Chiron was definitely a strategy. That's all I know. It was a strategy. I don't know what the whole game plan was with that Chiron, but it didn't end up working this time. Hou-Yi, and in response, Renz goes, guys, I had a great game. Just give it me again.
It doesn't even matter, right? Even though there's no areas that I need this CC immune ult for, let's just play the god I was successful
Thinking about it even more, it's probably not even Renz that said that. Renz would probably be like, guys, I want to play Sol this game. I'm like, no, you're playing Anhur, and that's all you're going to play for the rest of your life now. That's all that's going to happen.
I think that's one of the gods he 1v1 funballer with Atlan as well. Like, he got a solo kill in lane. Dignitas, though, going to be locking in Bellona, which means it's either going to be a Guan Yu or Bellona jungle. So a little bit of spice. Tradition says Bellona, however.
Bellona jungle?
Yes.
Well, we can see that adapting.
We haven't really seen Guan jungle this season. We saw it last season.
Bellona kind of dropped off in terms of jungling presence, but it was mainly predominantly in EU. Recently, however, we've seen adapting do that. But
I think Reppy as well has played it.
Reppy's done it previously, not so much this season. Anyway, game 1 was all Dignitas. What will game 2 be?
Jeffrey on top of him and the chase down. ShadowNightmare finds the kill!
Absolutely brilliant.
there's the Athena ult. Real's ult should help secure this, unless Athena actually... The ult lands just in time for Suntouch to intercept.
Go Fury, Rens is here, let's watch him. Dignitas, get them gone! Fury off that engagement! Nice little way to transition to this game following Rens through stealing a Gold Fury this year. And now, well, he's on the Anhur this time round again. Gone with the throwing dagger up against Ataraxia, who has also started with the throwing dagger.
Now on Hoi, I'll have to see how this 1v1 matchup goes. Obviously, Anhur very good in the typical 1v1 scenarios, but with Hunter's Mark, Ataraxia might have a slight edge.
I mean, there's a big key between these two. Very, very early on, you will actually see early on that the throwing dagger is a bit of an advantage for Anhur earlier, and the damage between these two is like early game, Anhur definitely the dominant force
Going to
in
clear.
the lane.
Going to outclear.
Yeah, but also in the lane, the 1v1 fight early on is definitely Anhur, but then it transitions so hard in Hoi's favor.
I mean, also, a lot of Hoi, I don't want to say RNG, but it's a lot of positioning, right? If you can bait Anhur into the jungle, then it becomes kind of this, maybe I can get a double bounce. It's a lot harder to get the double bounces in the lane unless they're kind of sitting up against a wall and you make a very aggressive play. But I do suspect both these players will kind of play it a little bit more passive.
Well, talking about passivity, last game, nobody put power potions between the teams on the mid and jungle. However, this time around, CaptainTwig has invested in that power potion.
It's Thor, right? It's Thor, Zeus, which are so powerful at controlling not only the mid lane, but the mid camps as well. And it's simply... I think this is just make sure we dominate this early game 2v2, which last time kind of suffered a little bit.
Realistically, he's against Bellona, right? Her early game is not going to be the strongest for necessarily A, clear, and B, for fighting potential. So get the early rotations off and the wave clear off a little bit more, and then maybe look for the fights.
I mean, Bludgeon does a whole lot of damage,
true, actually,
but
yeah.
But CaptainTwig can just press Tectonic Rift and completely stop it. It's a very long charge up. Most players should be able to counter it out, but FrostiaK actually getting aggressive here.
Yeah, he's going aggressive. Ate a lot of poke. No detonate available for Prime, though, to follow up on that one for the time being. Left-hand side, though, big rotation.
Suntouch.
Coming out from, so this is wise.
And he's just zoning, right? This has nothing to do with fighting unless one of the players got out of position. That was entirely just, I know that Rens can stay alive in this lane because we out-pressured their duo, and let me just make sure we confirm these mid camps.
And not only that, it was confirmed because they knew for a factor that they took the right-hand Harpies first of all. So they get double Harpies in favor of Dignitas at the start of this game.
And
response
now,
though from Hungry for More. They're going to invade the back Harpies here with that lane presence they've got.
They're
They
gonna
may
try.
get collapsed on, however, which could cause them an issue. And actually,
Was that the big one?
ShadowNightmare stole the big one.
Oh, he stole the big one. That's bad. Bludgeon also going to go off, but FrostiaK in a lot of trouble. Actually burns Purification, trying to escape the slow from PrettyPriMe, but can't keep the distance.
So the mistake there was Dignitas. Well, we saw ShadowNightmare go for the steal. Got the steal. FrostiaK, a different wavelength, however. He went for the fight. And everything was already used there by ShadowNightmare for the steal. Meant that he ends up dying.
You see that a lot from FrostiaK, and I don't know exactly who the shot caller is between those 2v2s, but ShadowNightmare will be doing one thing, and FrostiaK is doing a lot. You do see this a lot, and that's actually one of the things that caused Dignitas to lose one of their games against Panthera, where early game they were staying even, and all it took was one mistake where those two players did opposite things, and Panthera focused them each individually.
Well, you did just see Hungry for More head back to base after the little engagement there. Start buying up some items. Boots too for both of them in the mid and jungle. Suntouch enters the jungle one more time with the presence of his teammates here. They're going to be looking for the red buff or the boar here. Red buff obviously a little bit longer, but back copies are available. They're looking for a pick. They could get pinched.
It's actually Zeus they're trying to focus out. Hammer goes off. There's Purification, though. PrettyPriMe makes it to the tower. However, will lose that 160-second cooldown.
Love what Suntouch did there. Oh, the impale miss from Rand. If that would have connected, it could have been interesting. But Suntouch went for the tail whip on Thor to try and knock him up, looking for the hammer, and then go for the plug. But too little, too late. Just off the mark a little bit as now in mid lane, ShadowNightmare trying to hold this way, but he's taking a lot of damage, waiting for FrostiaK to finally turn up there.
FrostiaK makes it, however, and ShadowNightmare hits 5. He's going to portal to the back. Not much farm outside of this back Harpies. Allow FrostiaK to hit 5 by soloing them here. And he'll be working on his boots, however, not able to complete them just yet.
It was a good little play by ShadowNightmare at the end then, just to make sure FrostiaK got that experience. Hits 5 a little bit quicker after dying early on, and you can see the player damage there on your screens. Just under 1,000 already. ShadowNightmare 3 minutes in the game.
This is actually very low player damage right now, even though
Solo
there has
lane.
been much fighting, right? Yeah, and the soul lane, you're used to seeing like 2,000 from each, but both of them have heals in their kit, and I think they're entirely focused on just clearing the wave.
Well, because there's nothing else they can really do. They both know they're going to heal up afterwards. It may change up a little bit, but Guan Tallow Assault, you can't get Fearless during a Tallow Assault anyway, and then if you do put some Tallow Assault pressure onto a tier, you're just going to go, all right, cool, heal.
Stolen blue buff as well coming out by Dignitas, and I don't think Hungry for More know about this at all. They're actually focusing on these left harpies. It's going to be the Hou-Yi of Ataraxia actually looking for that red buff steal, however, and he's alone.
He is alone, but nobody knows about it. Luckily enough, though, he's got MANALIKE.
Suns?
Actually use the Suns to fully secure that too. And a meditation comes out immediately
I
from
like
MANALIKE
that.
just to give him some extra mana.
I like that because MANALIKE knows that if a fight, at the very least, Ataraxia doesn't want to back right now. He clearly wants to farm, so he heals him up, also puts the meditation on cooldown right now. And because Ataraxia already used the Suns, that means Hungry for More don't really want to fight. So why even keep that meditation if they're just going to be playing passively and waiting for Suns to come back up?
Could also be as well because Janus is on the map. If they would have spotted that at the end of that, no mana to be able to leap away. Janus rotates in. That's going to be a dead Hou-Yi. So for now, they will trade red buff for the blue buff across the map.
Hungry for More, though, still with the advantage. It's about 500 from a couple stolen camps. Steal the red, lose their blue, and got first blood as well. So neither team really trying to force anything just yet. I suspect Dig will be looking for some more pickoffs with kind of the Janus ult and Sobek pluck.
I'm surprised Dodo picked up the second blue buff on his side after getting the one from Hungry for More there. Could have potentially given that over to FrostiaK, who would have been able to use that mana wisely.
I think a lot of it is he just wants to make sure the cooldown's up all the time, right? You extend it or you max it out there. It's just kind of useful, especially if you're a Guan Yu who wants to spam your healing in lane to maybe force variety to not be able to clear as efficiently.
So after that bit of a miscommunication from Dignitas and that first blood going the way of Hungry for More, everything's been pretty calm so far. The invasions haven't been contested by either of the teams. It's just been accepted. It's mainly been Dignitas, the ones that have been the aggressors so far, and Hungry for More were the ones with the kill from answering back to that.
And CaptainTwig's on this story, but it doesn't want to force anything. I think CaptainTwig's here just to carry the Zeus in the late game to kind of force these counter engage. However, but he's looking for FrostiaK right now, off the mark on the Tectonic Rift, and FrostiaK says, no thank you, I'm out.
I tell you what, you say no thank you, I'm out. ShadowNightmare pieced so quick and went, yo, listen FrostiaK, I love you bro, but you know what? I'm out of here. He was through that wall before the shield even hit the ground.
He was having...
He saw that, so he was like, no, 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 no.
Suntouch here, going to be rotating, recognizing that the back harpies are being taken. Dodo going to rotate to these mid camps. So Dignitas setting up to force this. It's 4 members of them grouped right now. Ooh. And Ren's throwing some auto attacks here on Ataraxia.
Good auto attacks as well. No Mark of the Crow even on Ren's right now. So Ataraxia definitely just looking to farm it. It seems he doesn't want to take a fight.
And I would think so, right? Ataraxia just isn't going to win this more than likely.
Though, once again, ShadowNightmare gets out of the danger. Tailwind comes out from Suntouch.
Oh, Twig!
But Suntouch in trouble. Luckily, the pluck will pull variety away from him. And on the back, though, it's Twig that gets isolated. Now Prime's in trouble, potentially. But they can't decide what they want to do here, Dig. They're trying to stick together. Now Frosty gets isolated.
Prime's actually on the wrong side of the map. He's on Chaos side right now, but he's running around the Order side. Actually runs Dignitas in a circle somehow. And now MANALIKE jumps onto 3, but he's by himself instead of getting away. Variety's coming around the back, but here's Ren's Ataraxia on the top as well. MANALIKE not going to be able to make it out. And then overall, I think it's just a 1-for-1.
Dig got very lucky there. Actually,
2-for-0.
more because Variety's now in trouble as well. Going to get a good Fearless combo off. No Lawbringer available to escape here. He's still looking to continue the fight. He's in the jungle. Rens now enters the fray as well, but takes a lot of damage from that detonate. This was a crazy little trade that Dignitas got very lucky with because they played ring around the roses with PrettyPriMe.
They were chasing Prime instead of looking to pinch him. They all wanted the
Twig's
kill.
Back. Twig's going to get a wall off, looking for the pick on Rens.
He wants Rens.
Mana here. Rens just runs, stays alive.
And that's just the rest of the team wasn't in position. The hammer was already down, so he can't close the gap. And now CaptainTwig's going to be stealing away this red buff, but ShadowNightmare knows about it. Ren's going to take a trip back to base. And ShadowNightmare going to be forced to watch his red buff fall unless Twig can actually find him.
Nope, once again, gets the wall off. He will find the balls as well as the red now. However, you can also see that Suntouch has returned there. I think he
got one. I think he got the last one.
Not so bad.
And he's going to be backing as well. He's got about 800 gold in hand. I suspect he's going to be working on his Urchin to start here.
Was it such a strange fight? That
yeah,
honestly,
that was really awkward.
When I look at the fight overall, I feel it's Hungry for More that came out on top. Yeah, Dignitas found the kills, but then they lost half their left at jungle.
Honestly, the game's even right now to where it was. It was about a 500 gold lead for Hungry for More, and it's still a 500 gold lead. And they didn't really stop anyone's farming. CaptainTwig still has a level advantage over FrostiaK right now, as well as 300 gold. But FrostiaK has just finished Iqval.
2.5 minutes in, Rens once again in lane, working towards his Iqval more than likely here, because he had Ataraxia on the same sort of build path as his opponent as well. Goal difference between the two. Actually, a lead at the moment for Ataraxia.
Barely. Not by much, though. And about a 1,200 experience lead overall for, I believe that was Hungry for More right now. So just being a little bit more efficient in the farming. And Suntouch, gonna find MANALIKE.
Yeah, gonna flop away for now. No real follow to that one, but that's what we saw Suntouch do last game. But the best news is this time MANALIKE not on Ares, so has the ability to escape himself if he gets picked like that.
And Dignitas grouping up here in the mid lane. CaptainTwig waiting around the corner, but that's a Dignitas ward, and Dignitas have been very good at actually warding. I'd say the past couple weeks specifically always have vision of the rotation of the junglers at all points, and what?
Bit of a mistake there by Suntouch. Just going to pluck that minion, take a lot of poke, but the commitment from Hungry for more pressure. It is still a Sobek after all, who's working on that hide of the Urchin. He'll head back to base, but everything's okay.
That was really awkward from Suntouch, because even before that, he was actually looking at his team and like kind of running in a circle. Now, obviously, the Tectonic Rift missed from CaptainTwig.
However, Twig is in the sky now, and
Portal's down.
Just uses Paul. Nightmare's looking up to find out where he's going to go, and he actually went into mid lane onto FrostiaK, who gets a good Eagles rally down on the team. There's no follow-up. Twig's hammer's down, though, and here comes the Guan Yu cavalry charge. 3 space and time hits, but Dodo's focusing onto Prime. Gets some good poke off, but there's going to be no kill.
And now ShadowNightmare going to get turned on. Intoxicate very low, and here's Variety. He finds the first kill of this fight. Dodo locked in between 4. Ataraxia's rotation finds him stunned and under the sun as well.
Big miscommunication from Dignitas. He's being punished. Lawbringer out into Renz's face. Holds the Fearless to keep away. MANALIKE goes in with a good hit. Now Variety will get the kill with a power cleave. MANALIKE will fall to the tower. Credit to Suntouch as Suntouch tried to create a zone. Dignitas lose 3 for 1 after an engagement that just went awry.
3 for 1 in favor of Hungry for More, and honestly, the target should. Whoa, no, 2 more potential pickoffs as Suntouch needs 1 more hit. Ataraxia can't find it, but Variety secures the kill. FrostiaK barely makes it out as well. But CaptainTwig hammers down, and instead of Dodo going on the jungler caught out of position, he tries and dives PrettyPriMe
Zeus,
under tower.
They ignore Twig, they go on Zeus, so a bit of miscommunication, and because of that, they still commit because there's then 2 low health targets to pick from, so they go in.
Shadow? He knows PrettyPrime's low, but he can't find him. He will make his way over to the Spore, but
when he sees Twig at full health,
he's
like,
having none of it.
I'm good for now. I'll just head back to mid lane and get my own red buff eventually. Check out the graphs after that fight, because you'll see it's a little dip into Hungry for More's favor. Now they're in control of this game. I said split or Dig's favor. After seeing the Paradigm game, Dig 2-0, or it's going to be a split. And in the moment, this could still go either way.
I mean, Dig looked really good in that first game.
They did.
This game, though, I think a lot of it is Hungry for More turning up and capitalizing on Dignitas' small mistakes, right? Well, like the first blood, right? ShadowNightmare steals the camp, and it's like, all right, let's disengage. We got the camp. Then FrostiaK goes in by himself, gets caught in a 2v1, more specifically against a Zeus who has all of his abilities up. He gets chained for 3 stacks and dies there. And then ever since then, it's just been like Dodo diving Zeus instead of focusing on Twig, who is out of position. There were so many options, but they're not able.
And it has been Dig's mistakes.
Seems like Dig isn't on the same page.
It's Dig's mistakes. That's what it is. Communication's either off, whether they're not following up, or someone's doing shot calling for this team and they're listening to it, but the call's wrong. That's the other aspect.
Or someone's not listening.
Go on Zeus, go on Zeus, go on Zeus, and there's a Thor at 2 health. You know, like,
who knows?
Well, he wasn't exactly 2, but Renz goes back to the dual lane again. He's got a level. He's levels down now on Ataraxia.
And one thing here too is Suntouch has both 2 of the 3 kills for Dignitas right now. And honestly, Suntouch has been playing a really good game despite how much Dignitas has been losing these fights. There's been many instances where Hungry for More would have won these fights much sooner or cleaner without Suntouch finding these key plucks kind of in traffic and disengaging for his team or keeping them alive.
And let's be honest, his pickup by Dignitas this year was suspect.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people had talked about it. Like,
very few.
Suntouch again. He comes in, he plays a couple of weeks, he goes out again. He never seems to say, but like this is the best performance I've seen from him.
You know, I always felt like his mid was kind of his best play, but so far it's been his support that has been on point. He played support a very long time ago. I think, was it on Cloud9? I know he played jungle for Cloud9.
Before he went jungle, he used to play support as well.
And I liked him there. I still preferred his mid lane, but his support this season has been so good.
His initiations is what it's all about, though.
But here's the thing, though, is that there's a lot of players that struggle on switching between being initiator and being kind of this peel-oriented god, depending on how the game plays out. Or they're like, I'm Sobek, I have to initiate, or I'm Bacchus, I have to force the fight.
Speaking about Suntouch, he's under pressure now, but luckily charges away from the flop just in time. They were looking for a pick at the Gold Fury.
And I think Suntouch is one of these players who's done a phenomenal job of like directing his playstyle depending on the position or the team comp that's around him or who he's against.
Well, his position right now is his team's a little bit down. Is Hungry for More still around the Gold Fury area, but looking for a potential pick there. Left Harp is about to come up, and they will go the way of Hungry for More for now. FrostiaK in the mid lane as Variety has now made a rotation in, and FrostiaK just got chunked.
And a lot of trouble. Variety right now, level 16. And the Suns are down as Hungry for More. They're trying to force this Gold Fury, and they're going to get it. That was beautiful. Hey. Variety forces 4 members of Dignitas to all collapse on him as he's bullying FrostiaK 1v1, and then the rest of the squad just finishes Gold Fury.
And not just that, he just got the ultimate from Eagles Rally out of FrostiaK for free as well. But Zeus combining with the Sons of Ho Yi is so much damage that it doesn't take long. And then not only that, you've still got a Bacchus that can add to that with Intoxicate.
I think Variety might be one of the best players when he's ahead because he has no fear, right? Every once in a while, he'll put himself into an awkward spot that hurts his team, but more often than not, he's forcing so much attention to himself. It's like, it's the Divios effect. It's like, you get a lead and you just bully.
I think he's just got no fear in general. But
no, he has no fear in general.
The problem is that when he's behind and he has no fear, it hurts him a little bit more. That's the difference.
He always wants to fight. He always wants to outplay the opponent.
He's a Moex. But he's actually a solo laner, not like Moex, where he's like, I just want to fight.
Yo, give him some time. Moex needs some time in the solo lane, okay?
We'll see.
He needs some time, man.
We'll see. So, Gold Fury goes down, and once again, Hungry for More continue to establish their lead and keep control of this game. Completely different tale from Game 1, where Dignitas... He's not even looking at the map here. Renz's map awareness there was a little bit off. He's going to get fully all in. Purification was late. Aegis as well there. Leaps away, gets hit by a wall. No Desert Fury used whatsoever there either to try and buy himself more time. There was no rotation from the team either. Talk about the team Suntouch in a bit of an awkward spot here now, trying to get away. Good portal comes out.
Oh, Prime by himself.
But now Dodo may look for Prime.
And there's the ultimate from Zeus. ShadowNightmare snipes him out. Suntouch in a lot of trouble, though. Meditation gonna keep him healthy for now. CaptainTwig trying to chase, but it's not enough as ShadowNightmare.
Teleport coming out as well here from Variety towards the mid lane. It looks like Hungry for More want to try and answer back here. FrostiaK gonna meet Variety. Variety doesn't go for the
FrostiaK's 11.
But he's keeping them all busy in the jungle.
FrostiaK's level 11 right now. Dignitas grouped up in the middle lane, but Variety comes around from the back. And he will avoid the portal for now, or the pluck coming out from Sobek. And it looks like Hungry for More are going to have to back off soon as Dodo going to keep everyone healthy with conviction.
And realistically, that play was, for me, ShadowNightmare for the most part. He saved Suntouch from almost certain death from Prime with the portal, which forced Purification. And then realizing exactly where Dodo was going to get the stun off onto Prime, hits him through with the through space and time through the wall on the mark, cleans it up and makes it a 1-for-1 trade.
And then even at the end there, where Hungry for More were grouping, they were a man down, but they still had the power play trying to force that tower. Recognizes what Variety's trying to do in the back line, portals him, drops him, and Variety has to back out, and they make sure to keep their tower alive as well. Right now, ShadowNightmare playing at a very high level.
Most of Dig are playing at a high level. At least during this set overall. Ren's the one struggling so far this game. Well, to be fair, FrostiaK's also struggling. You mentioned his level. He's equal or behind, actually behind the supports and experience right now. And this is just what Hungry for More have established on him by putting the pressure on.
It's because this is why we see less warriors in the jungle role this season, is because they're very good right now if they're ahead, but if they're even, they're actually not that powerful. There's so many other gods you would rather have in these situations, so especially when FrostiaK starts to fall behind, it's like he is basically useless. He can't get his auto attacks off to make Ickvile worth it. All he has is his abilities at this point, and a lot of them are getting canceled out, specifically the bludgeon.
Now Suntouch is having to babysit Rens for a while here because clearly they want to try and find more work onto Rens with both those relics being down for a few more seconds.
They know.
They're looking to try and pressure him some more. His leap will be available again. Suntouch goes toward deep, but it still leaves Rens alone and isolated. Janus does have ultimate in mid lane though, but look at Variety all the way over here looking for pressure. Tries to steal the buff. Doesn't get it, though.
At the very least, he's keeping Suntouch busy, and the rest of his team are actually forcing out this Tier 1 tower. Rens get stacked up. Detonate going to do a little bit of poke damage. Variety here. Does he have...
Keep an eye on
Variety. He has Blink. He has Blink.
Lawbringer over the top. Fearless onto Rens' face. Sanctuary is up in time to buy him through the Suns, but Ataraxia with a ricochet will find the kill. Suntouch gets out of the danger zone as quick as he can. FrostiaK so low. When you've got low HP because you're only low so level, you'll go down to Variety. beautiful blink juggle onto
He's
Shadow
still going.
Nightmare's face. He's looking for the pick on Suntouch too, but Suntouch will get away. Meanwhile, Dodo gets a tier 1, but this will be a tier 2 and a Gold Fury potentially.
Dodo doesn't have teleport. He can't make his way over. Instead, he tries to split push, but his team loses 3 members, both towers guaranteed. And Variety, he's going to have teleport in 10 seconds. If Dodo can't get this tower, he'll be able to defend it successfully. But for me, that fight, CaptainTwig finds 3 players in the back line. They were all scared of Variety, who dealt with iRens, and then Twig hits all 3 of them in the back. Immediately, they disperse, and the rest of Hungry for More follow up. Twig's able to take out, I believe it was FrostiaK to finish him off, and then Variety cleans up ShadowNightmare as well.
Tier 1, Tier 2 in the left, Tier 1 in the mid lane. Dodo did get that Tier 2 tower, but Twig coming back stops the aggression as Variety tries to steal away the blue buff there, and I believe he was successful with that one. I'm not so sure, no, but Twig did secure his own blue for him, however, take it for himself, unfortunately. So
Variety's role is not soul lane, it's counter jungle this game. Right, he's just like, and even Ataraxia stole away a red buff.
That call from Hungry for More was all in left side. It was all in because Variety was already across this side of the map. They agreed to give up the tier 1 tower. They wanted to take that fight on left-hand side, and it paid off for them.
Now, they lost to tier 2 as well, but that doesn't really matter to them because now they have such a big advantage, which means this Gold Fury
side.
It's going to be that much easier to take. And Dodo, he's not going to be able to really split push a Phoenix anymore, so obviously he'll be in most of these fights, but it's not like he's going to be getting a bunch of free farm that they have to worry about on the right-hand side.
Completely true, and on top of that, when you look at it, what have they really got? Oh, Ataraxia feeling himself. He's had enough for Rens after game 1. Get soloed, Rens, by Ataraxia. Great, nice little play.
And with that pick off, it's going to be so much harder for Dignitas to defend against Hungry for More if they aggress onto this Gold Fury, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Variety, he's on top of a ward, but he doesn't care.
Janus.
Suntouch is just going to get zoned away.
Janus is the only one that could save the day here, and that's all you're ever hoping for in these situations.
Gold Fury
The team's
5,000.
So far behind Suntouch and Dodo trying to create his own. It does get reset for a second though, but Suntouch going to get hit as well.
Oh,
and
he's done.
bursted. Charge Prim, detonate, will go off at the same time. Lawbringer over the top from Variety though.
He wants
chase.
it.
Blink is not available. Yes, it is, I should say, but gets put in combat by Dodo.
Just zoning right now as Hungry for More repulls the Gold Fury, and that was beautiful. It got low, and then they just said, all right, we're not even going to risk it. Let's drop it. And then you see the ult from ShadowNightmare basically completely wasted because what he was trying to do was steal it. He wasn't trying to get his team in, and because it was reset, it's off the mark, and even a hit, it was too healthy.
20 minutes in and now Hungry for More. They're the ones in a prime position. Red buff going to go down their way as well. Give that one over to PrettyPriMe and Ataraxia. Now both carry them on themselves and they're swinging around towards the Fire Giant side.
I think they're going to look for some picks first. This is a little bit too early to try and force a fight when all 5 players of the opposing team are up. And they're just, I think, just looking to create their presence and make it known. Ataraxia, standing tall against 2, has no fear. Although, to be fair, he did have Tyr and Bacchus behind him.
This is really scary, though. When you look at actually how the Pro League's gone, Hungry for More just 2-0 Paradigm.
Unbelievable.
And then Dignitas completely stomped Hungry for More game 1.
Destroyed.
Game 2, however, well, Hungry for More, they're the ones in the lead here. And in a good position, too.
And it was just a little bit of snowball that allowed Dignitas to force stuff. Speaking of forcing stuff, Hungry for More, PrettyPriMe in the back line getting kind of aggressed on by FrostiaK, but he's by himself. He's just throwing in the autos, looking for the stack. And it looks like no one's actually even fallen
Fearless
just
though
yet.
from Variety, hit 2. Prime gets a good purification off at the right time. The damage from Zeus will pick up 1, however, the detonate. Variety still taking up the front side with the power cleave. Lawbringer over the top, pushing forward over and over again. Rens uses Sanctuary, but Rens annihilated again.
Ataraxia finds that one, and now 2 dead on the side of Dignitas. This tier 2 is the next target for Hungry for More. You can see right now, topping the damage charts, even Bacchus as Variety finds a blink in the back line. There's the lightning storm, but everyone's already out. Here's the follow-up with Bacchus, though, and PrettyPriMe comes up with a triple kill.
Easy triple kill for Prime to just sit there and throw out the damage. Tier 2 tower falls down. Surrender vote has started.
Done.
Surrender vote has gone through. Dignitas tie things up with Hungry for More. Hungry for More, 1-1.
I'm a little bit surprised that Dignitas surrendered that. Now, don't get me wrong, the game is probably over. That's like a 99-1 that Hungry for More win, but it's not like they have another game there.
Here's the thing for me though, right? Hungry for More, Saturday. You do your predictions, guys, yeah? And you see Hungry for More versus Paradigm. All right, cool, free FP, Paradigm. All right, guess Dignitas, maybe a split, but I'll probably side with Dig. And Hungry for More take 3 games out of that?
I mean, what are they, 6-10 right now, Hungry for More? Maybe, I think they're 6-10.
6-10.
And right now, they played so well in that second game. Everyone firing on all cylinders, and this just leads to how competitive Europe is right now.
Well, tail of the tape for that one was definitely for me. Rens in game one had a fantastic performance, went off, so we can go back and see how he went through this game. I mean, right from the beginning, Gold Fury goes their way. This was just a great call from the whole of Team Dignitas, recognizing an opportunity and punishing Hungry for More for not realizing it.
And here's his first rotation where he picks up a double kill, and this is just great positioning from him. Sitting in the back line, kiting around his own pillar and isolating the one person. Doesn't even let MANALIKE get his ultimate off in this situation, and then just make sure to find the target, and then he's hitting like every single auto.
Everything goes off for him, and then obviously this is the quadra kill that he ends up getting himself there for as well. It is a delayed quadra, but there's the first one at the beginning of this, and from this, Dignitas just continue fighting and finding more.
And it's just a pick off one at a time. A lot of Rens though, his damage and his kills came from the setup off of Suntouch. Just right there, they're able to find MANALIKE once again, and then he just turns his attention to Twig. Just great positioning, making sure to stay on the outskirts of the team fights, and he's hitting all his basic attacks, right? That's all you can ask for.
Be on the money every single time. Good purification there as well to get out of the Fear No Evil so he could follow up that kill, and then the double kill comes out of here for the delayed quadra, where they do manage to pick up PrettyPriMe thanks to Dodo going in. This was just well executed game one from Dignitas, where Ren shined.
And a lot of this too is hungry for more in game one, kind of like going into these engagements one at a time. Like one person gets picked off and then they try and force something, and then another person isolates. You saw there, right? Like 3 of those deaths were actually just Sobek, Guan, and Anhur just 3v1ing people.
That was game one, but how about game two? Different tale for the boys at Dignitas. Hungry for More came out strong, and poor Rens, well, his scoreline kind of switched. If you put them both together, it looks pretty good, though, on paper. But he rotates towards mid lane, trying to support his team. Gets a good Desert Fury off to try and defend himself, but then MANALIKE over the top as well. This rotation, we said it was good in game one. This time around, he got punished for it.
And Rin still needs to be a little bit more consistent. This is just him not being super map aware. To be fair, though, he actually had not been aggressed or ganked by CaptainTwig all game. We're 15 minutes in, and even in game one, he wasn't ganked once, so that, I think, kind of led to him having this safety feel, and then this is just get soloed, Rins.
Yeah, this is just solo, but this is advantage for Ataraxia as well. And we mentioned at the start of the game, you know, early game Anhur in the laning phase, very, very strong, dominant over Hou-Yi, but longer this goes on, Hou-Yi will definitely come online.
And both of these teams now trying to make their way to DreamHack. Dignitas a little bit closer. I think they have 7 wins to their name right now. But I mean, like, how do you call anyone right now?
I tell you who I'm going to call. I'm going to call Ataraxia right now and find out what he has to say after Hungry for More goes 3-1 this week. Ataraxia, buddy, you there?
I am here. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. You must be even better.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day for us, I think.
So, overall, talk to me first of all about the replacement of Zindan with MANALIKE. Why has that happened, and how has it been with the team? Because it seems like things are going well. Was this replacement the reason for the success?
I would say that yes, the replacement is a big reason for the success, and I'm going to clarify this by saying that it's not necessarily Zindan's fault. I think that Zindan was he is a great support. He's a really good player, but he doesn't have the experience that we needed. You know, and we found that as we were going through the weeks, we kind of lacked the discipline and the experience shot calling that we needed to succeed, and we decided during the break to make that change and bring on MANALIKE, used to be known as Frezzy, who has been very, very good for our cons. He's got some great shot calling. He hasn't been playing that much until, you know, we picked him up, so he's still a bit rusty, but calling wise, con wise, he's fantastic for the team, and you know, it sucks and is my friend, but it's the best thing for the team, so I'm glad we did it.
All right, well, you kind of took my question because I was going to ask if he was the one shot calling. Is Zindan actually, is he going to be helping with your squad, still coaching, or is he just going to kind of be there for a sub for the rest of the season?
He is going to stay on the team. Okay. I'm not sure specifically what his job will be, but that's really up to him.
Okay, and how does it feel going 3-1, especially after such a rough start? I think you guys started off the season 1-6. You're now starting to string a lot of wins together. Now DreamHack's still pretty far away, but with how competitive Europe is, what are your thoughts on it?
You know, we're trying to take it one game at a time, not get too far ahead of ourselves. But it does feel like it's a possibility, especially after, you know, taking on Paradigm 2-0 and Dignitas 1-1, which are both, you know, very strong contenders for DreamHack. Our scrims do go well. I know scrims aren't really a big indicator, but I am hopeful for sure.
Okay.
One final question from me, though, Ataraxia. I don't know if you can tell me this one, however, but the Chiron pick, what was that about? The first pick?
Well,
is it a secret strat or something I don't understand, but, you know.
Well, Chiron is a god that I think is very good. He got a minor nerf and everyone stopped playing him, but with the first pick, You know, we've been very focused on building synergy and working on playing with MANALIKE, so our drafting is not on point specifically.
Okay.
So the old Chiron first pick was a, well, what else did we pick here really? So I was like, well, I could play Chiron. There's no Apollo that's been banned
that kind
out,
of
so...
clears things up a little
Okay,
bit
we
more
got
for
it.
me.
We got
Thank you,
it.
because I was like, this is some weird strategy. That's not weird to tell. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go, buddy?
Just two really. One to Zindan for the effort he put into the team, getting us this far, and to everyone who watches Smite Esports and just esports in general. You know, the old one. Because without you guys, I would not be living my dream right now. So thank you.
Hey, join the
Awesome.
club, buddy. Anyway, fantastic performance from you and the boys. Good luck in the rest of the SPL. Maybe we'll see you at DreamHack. Maybe we won't. We'll find out because, let's be honest, EU could be anybody right now. Apart from Panthera.
I mean, NA could be anyone, but yeah, Panthera 17-1. They have an 8-game lead on the next highest in Cringe Crew. However, they have played 18 games to be fair. And then just look at this, right? Cringe Crew and Paradigm right now hold the spots, but then between 4th and 8th, they're only separated by 4 games, and we're almost done with week 6.
I'll be honest, my bottom 3 this season is going to be Torpedo, Fnatic, Leftovers. Not sure what order it's going to be. Panthera will be number 1. Don't know about the rest. However, that is the end of the SPL for today. Tomorrow, however, we do have another doubleheader coming at you, but this time it's the North American edition.
It's Enemy taking on both Envious and Soar. Implications for the #1 spot in North America with Enemy taking on Soar there. They played in week 5. They traded out 1-1. They have very similar records right now, and Soar looking to kind of make themselves known as the best team in North America. Also, we're going to be able to see Envy's new lineup finally again. Envy's new lineup finally again as Yannick makes the transition back to support. Oh, also Kiki has moved roles. Oh, also Cyclone and Omega have switched roles as well, but Stealth can only play mid, so he's there.
But then obviously there's going to be a meta change, so we'll find out if that even impacts Envy one more time anyway in the next couple of weeks. But anyway, with that, we're going to be moving ourselves on to the Smite Console League next and have a little look at the top teams in Europe. We'll be back momentarily after this break.